So no evil can't touch me. When I'm walking on the road, you know me house when me close the door. Anywhere me there, all when me there on tour. So me not go worry, me no friend. Jesus fight my back, my Jesus never feel me yet. Jesus fight my back, I put my trust in God. Jesus fight my back, I put this all around me. Jesus fight my back, Lord me not let you go. Even when the ends and weak, Lord me not let you go. The evil of your eyes on me, me have to protect way in me. Like purpose, some people feeling on me. Me have to dip in the worst, work it in me. Me not make sin hinder me, so me not go worry, me no friend. Jesus fight my back, my Jesus never feel me yet. Jesus fight my back, I put my trust in God. Jesus fight my back, I put His wall around me. Jesus fight my back, so me not go worry, me no friend. Jesus fight my back, my Jesus never feel me yet. Jesus fight my back, I put my trust in God. Jesus fight my back, I put His wall around me. Jesus fight my back. Jesus fight my back for me. Jesus fight my back. Jesus fight my back for me. Jesus fight my back.
Good evening, everyone. This is Crucial Conversations with the Wilkinson, and it's good to be with you once again in studio. And we look forward to our conversation tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the importance of celebration. And for those who might be the first time listening to us, this is Crucial Conversations with the Wilkinsons. We have conversations that are important to our life, for godliness, conversations that are geared towards holistic development of individuals. We have conversations that are relevant and contemporary, and we look forward to sharing with you in this conversation. Feel free to connect with us, ask your questions on YouTube or Facebook and so on, and we'll try our best to incorporate you in our conversation. So today we're going to be talking about the importance of celebration. And this year is celebration is a discipline, spiritual discipline of celebration we're going to be talking about. And this is from, we're going to be looking at a section from Foster's book, Celebrations of Discipline. We all can recall spiritual disciplines being taught or referred to sometimes along a Christian walk for those who are believers. But when you say disciplines, what we speak about is the daily practices of Christians that we engage in for the development of our relationship with God and with others. Right? Some of the more familiar disciplines like prayer and fasting and study and worship and service. These are spoken about a lot more, right? But nonetheless, celebration is one of those disciplines that we must pay attention to as well. We are living in a time where the reality of of life and the uncertainties of life are real to us. Many persons we know and we see we have lived and fellowship with and have as friends, and persons who we get accustomed with. One day they're there, and the next day they're gone. They die. And it challenges us to to think, how did we spend our time with these people? Did we tell them and celebrate them in their accomplishments? Did we tell them how much we appreciate them? Did we celebrate our life? Yeah. Did we make memorable moments? Right? And so on. Did we pause to enjoy the times? Yeah. And this from that backdrop, right? I thought it fit for us to discuss this important discipline of celebration.
All right. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. So good night, everybody. This is Kelly. I am here as well. I was wondering. Yeah, so we're going to have a very interesting conversation tonight, it looks like. We're talking about celebration as a discipline. And oftentimes when we think about Christian disciplines, we don't often hear it talked about celebration as being one. Yeah. But interestingly, it is. Yeah. Just this week we celebrated Donner's birthday. So, a belated birthday to you.
Thank you.
And I guess that kind of came out of that as well, because for us, we do make celebration a priority in our family and in our relationship. Yeah. And so this is a really interesting topic for us, because we do believe that as couples, as families, it's important to have pillars, yeah, for your families, or like we call mission. You know, what are some core things that, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, what are some core things that helps guide the way you do things? And for us, celebration is a huge part of that. So the question is, why is celebration a Christian discipline? Why not just one of the things that we do? And by the way, if you are seeing us, if you're bounced up on us with us on Facebook, or you've seen it on YouTube, or you're listening to it on the radio or so, be sure to share the live, and so we can connect with you. We invite you to comment in the chat, so we know that you're here and you're interacting with us, and give it a share so that more people can join us. Okay. So first of all, why is celebration a Christian discipline? And as Donnie would have mentioned, we're looking at the work of a guy called Foster, who's one of the leading minds when it comes to Christian formation. And according to Foster, celebration is at the heart of Christianity. And we see this... Okay. And we see this in the way that Christ entered into the world and how he left it. When we even celebrate Christmas, or when that season comes around, it's generally a season of celebration. And we speak of the angels announcing his presence, peace on earth, goodwill towards men. I bring you news of great joy. And it was really a time of celebration for those who understood what was happening. Yeah, and when Jesus would have left, ascended into heaven, sitting on the right hand of the Father, it was also a time of celebration, right? And so we also see throughout the Old Testament, God instructing the Israelites on the celebrations.
Yes, God is a God of celebration, and He always encouraged His people to celebrate accomplishments, celebrate the things that He has done for them. Yeah, so we see Him rescuing them from the angel of death, right? And He says, celebrate that Passover, because I allowed the angel of death to pass over you, right? He's like, hey, this is what I've done. Celebrate it. Celebrate the fact that I allow your fruits to bear, right? So you have a feast of the first fruits, and harvest time, you have a feast, you have a feast, you know, and you celebrate, and you direct to them as to how to celebrate and with what, you know, with the trumpets and with singing and poetry and
Food.
dance and lots of food,
Plenty food.
yeah, and
Sometimes.
wine and all these things, yeah, celebrate. And time after time we see the people celebrate as they overcome some challenge, as they gain some victory, yeah, they celebrate.
Yeah, and celebration is central to Christianity, you know, because in the sense that celebration helps strengthen us as Christians.
Mm.
Yeah. Celebration brings joy, right? Well, genuine celebration brings joy, and joy gives us strength. Yeah, Nehemiah 8:10, it says the joy of the Lord is our strength, right? Without celebration, yeah, all the other disciplines that we engage in as believers, according to Foster, he calls it becomes dull, debt-breeding tools in the hands of modern Pharisees. And what do you think that looks like?
Rituals. You know, you go through a ritual and you just, you know, this happens after this at a certain time, so it's just done there, and it's just
legalism.
Yeah,
Legalism. There's not, you know, there's not a balance.
Yeah, you mentioned something a bit earlier about like something to the effect of empty celebration or full celebration, something like that. Did I quite capture it?
Yeah, when I said but it's genuine celebration. Yeah.
So the question is there what's the difference between a genuine celebration and non-genuine celebration? How does that
empty celebration?
Yeah, empty celebration. How does that?
I was thinking more along the lines of we do have celebrations out there, right?
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking in the sense of that when we talk about Christian celebration, and well, we have to talk about what is central to Christian celebration to really talk about what is genuine Christian celebration.
Oh.
But when I talk about empty, I'm talking about some of the ritualistic things or things
lacking meaning.
Yeah, lacking meaning. That's it.
Lacking meaning.
It's lacking meaning. It's just something that you do
because you're supposed
everybody
to do
else
it.
is doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's lacking meat. Yeah. So that's what I really meant. Yeah. But like without celebration, in terms of talking about the importance of it, without celebration, it'll just be dull. Christianity will just be work. Yeah. And if you look at Jesus' example, because we're talking about why is it a Christian discipline. If we look at Jesus' example, we see this beautiful training module, or is it just a module? No, it's a whole program. Training program where Jesus would sit with his disciples, teach them. He would have them follow him and look at him practice, you know, watch him do the actual stuff. And then, you know, they would go to feast, they would celebrate, they would rest, they would eat, you know, they would build connections and build relationships through celebration. And all of that was part of the early part of the training program, and before they even were sent out on their own. Yeah. So his life, right, is a demonstration of what it means to have balance. And that is beautifully contrasted in the New Testament when you see a contrast between Jesus and his disciples and the Pharisees and their disciples. Yeah, where you see this nice balance between all of the disciplines of prayer, worship, and service, and and fasting. Well, Jesus did tell them you don't have to fast right now, right? And all of that balanced with community and connecting with people and celebrating the weddings, marriages, and celebrating births and all of that was just a beautiful balance. And you saw that compared to the Pharisees who were walking around just like stiff, and just condemning and judging and saying you need to do it like this and you need to do it like that, and look at me, I'm praying, and look at me, I'm fasting, and look at me, I'm giving. And so it was a beautiful contrast that Jesus showed us, and that is part of the reason why this is a very Christian discipline, celebration. As Donnie mentioned earlier, when you talked about we wait until people gone to celebrate their lives.
We wait until we kind of don't even remember sometimes some of the accomplishments because we did not mark it with any form of celebration, anything in particular that made that time enjoyable, that hey, we accomplished this. So you work hard for 5 years and going to school and studying, but you did not celebrate the accomplishments of completion of that. You did not go to your graduation, because of whatever thing which is like, I don't need to celebrate that. But someone remembers that accomplishment not for all the hard work that was done for the 5 years, but that time when they walked down the aisle to collect their certificate, right? That celebration shows for them, they look back on that. You don't look back on pictures of the whole 5 years working out the assignments, but they look back on that celebration of the accomplishment, the completion, and it does something. It says to others that, hey, I've accomplished this, right? And it also says to the individual that this is the fruit. This is the fruit, the beginning of the fruits, actually, of your accomplishment.
And a huge part of celebration is Thanksgiving.
It's
Thanksgiving, and sometimes we kind of just rush through things, and we say to ourselves, well, okay, so I finished school, I'm not going to graduate, I'm not going to even, okay, maybe you don't want to do the whole graduation thing, but I'm not even going to do something with my family, I'm not even going to, say anything or do anything because, I don't want to be pretentious, I don't want to, come across like a showing off, and you're really actually just minimizing something great that God has done for you, because there are some people who struggle through these experiences, and or never got an opportunity to go to school or whatever, and you're just minimizing it. And there's a practice that we do sometimes where with milestones, where it's kind of like if it's not 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60, then it's not major enough to celebrate. But guys, these days it's becoming so much more apparent to us that our days and our times are not for us to, we can't even begin to predict how much time we have. And so sometimes waiting for huge milestones, we actually miss opportunities to celebrate with the people that we love. Completely
miss it. Just this morning we were reading from the Psalms, and it spoke to the to life and the fleetingness of life. You're like a grass,
beautiful flower.
Flower.
Today
Today
people look at it, oh wow, it's so beautiful, and by tomorrow it's nothing but a stub. And so those moments in your life where God has been good to you, celebrate it.
Pause to say thanks. To celebrate.
It is important. A Christian discipline. It is a Christian practice. So Christianity is not just all about just being stiff and boarded up. As Foster said, without celebration, it is discipline becomes nothing but a dull, death-breathing tool in the hand of modern Pharisees.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you a modern Pharisee?
Oh man. Oh,
That's
man.
an interesting thought.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
Yeah. As we continue to look at celebration, we want to look at what is central to Christian celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what is central to Christian celebration is joy, and genuine joy, right? And joy doesn't mean that you'd be happy, right? But joy is not just a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, joy goes deeper than that, right? And joy, true joy, come from God, and your joy, excuse me, your joy many times is hinged to being obedient to God, right? And God may direct you down a path, and as you go there, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, but when you come through it, you come through refined
Mm.
as pure gold. Yeah, and this is something to be celebrated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. A shout out to Sister Sylvina. We see you. Yes, good evening. Yes, it's been a little while. For those of you who are just joining us, we're talking about the importance of celebration. So in addition to the essential to Christian celebration is also obedience.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember we were just talking before about empty celebration versus genuine Christian celebration, and the depth of joy is one, and then also obedience, because you have to. It is in Luke 11, yeah, where somebody told Jesus, blessed is the mother who bore you, and the, I'm not gonna say it because this is on YouTube, so I don't know, and the, that gave you milk. They told him that.
It's breast you want to say?
Don't say it. This thing, we beep out the thing. This world is getting weird. Listen, yo. You have to beep out things like these things, and people just. Never mind. Let me not go down that road. Anyway, yeah. Somebody said to Jesus, "Hey, blessed is this woman that gave birth to you, and the body part that you suckled from, and Jesus was like, blessed is the person who pretty much hears the word and does it." And that's how important obedience is to experience the genuine celebration as a Christian. Yeah, one must aim to walk in obedience every day of our lives, because that makes a difference. Because in the celebrations that we engage in as believers, we have to ensure that in everything we are obedient to what God expects from us.
Yeah.
So an example of that might be okay, it's great to celebrate and all of that, but you're not going to, as Christians, be lighting up blunts and.
So how we celebrate matters. As well.
There has to be obedience, submission to what God expects from us, even in our celebrations. So we're not going to celebrate certain things that we know God frowns upon.
Wow. And that is a interesting thing that the church needs to hear, right? We need to be careful as to what we celebrate, right? We're not supposed to celebrate sin.
Oh yeah.
Right. Even though sin, from the sin something possibly might come out, right? That God turn it around for good in some way. Yeah. We must not celebrate the sin. We must be mindful of that. Yeah, we could celebrate what good happened, right? But not the sin. And we need to be careful about that, right? And focus the celebration on the right things. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Because sometimes we do get we yes, God turned it around, or something beautiful came out of the situation. But we have to be careful how we navigate that, because genuine celebration for a believer has to be grounded in obedience. Yeah. Cool beans. So, what are the benefits of celebration? I feel like we're going too fast. Are we talking, we're conversating enough? We don't have enough people
Chiming in.
Anyway, if we finish early tonight, we go and watch and celebrate with some movies.
Is
A
that
movie.
so? Is that so?
We have to celebrate the end of the week.
All right.
We made it through the week. It was
I find you look tired today, though. Yeah, you're going a little slow, but you think you're going fast.
wow.
No, for real.
Whatever, man.
So we have
What are the benefits of celebrating?
celebration.
What are the benefits?
Celebration helps us to really, for one, see ourselves in a more accurate position. Let me explain that. Yeah. In order for you to celebrate, right, something must be accomplished, right? So many times celebrating that final accomplishment drives you to complete. Yeah.
Okay.
And shows you yourself, right? Because probably if you didn't get that, however you want to celebrate it at the end, if it's with a bar of chocolate, sometimes if it was not for the bar of chocolate you're looking forward to.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You mean like an incentive?
Yeah. Yeah.
It,
You may not accomplish, right? Celebration. It can help us in the moments where, you know, we faced with challenging times, where, you know, something tragic happens, that it weighs on our heart. Yeah. So I notice a lot in the funerals of believers. Yeah. We say, instead of like mourning this person's life, we celebrate it.
right.
And as we reminisce and we celebrate stuff that this person would have done and how they would have impacted persons around them, whether family, friends, acquaintances, or just the community or the nation in some way, as you celebrate this person's life rather than mourn this person's life, right? Your outlook on the situation of their death, their passing, kind of shifts, right? And it shifts your mourning into joy. Yeah. And this is what
Yeah.
it
And
could
it
help
may
shift your perspective and help you get out from that place. Help the weight of that situation to become lighter. You're saying?
And it may not be a permanent fix. Yeah. But it's like, you know, like I'm not a swimmer, you're a swimmer, but like, yeah, like when you're swimming, yeah, if you just like dive in or you're snorkeling, or if you're snorkeling, that's not a problem. But if you're diving and stuff, every now and then you have to kind of, you know, come up for air. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right. So every now and then you have to like take a gulp, you know, and sometimes celebrations or those moments where we just take time to laugh or a time to spend with family or so forth. It's like just getting a breath of fresh air after being, you know, covered by the depression or the anxiety or the stresses of life. Yeah, so celebration really does help us with those moments, yeah? And those moments do come, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. It's part of being human, part of being in a fallen world, yeah? And we all have different struggles that we have to deal with. And also, celebration, you know, it keeps us from taking ourselves too seriously.
Explain that a bit more.
Yeah. Sometimes we can get absorbed in our own sense of importance. Yeah. And just being able to let your guard down, be open, be vulnerable, laugh, show your relaxed side, yeah, it kind of allows you to kind of come down to the ground sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we might think it's not, you should take yourself seriously all the time, but sometimes you really, really shouldn't. Because it's the whole sense of, you remember a time we spoke about was it emotions and so, and we talked about your perception or what you believe, how do you perceive yourself, and sometimes we have this heightened sense of self-importance, and it makes it hard for us to navigate rejection or somebody being mad at us or something not going the way we want it to go. And so just being able to make that discipline of celebration that brings joy into your life, ensuring that that's part of your life, can actually help you to, you know, just
Yeah.
take a step back and just be human and not have to constantly hold yourself up to this, you know, image in your head where you have to always have it together. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Making some sense.
I capture a bit of what you're saying.
Mhm.
Yeah. In other words, from what I captured there, that whole idea of not taking yourself too serious is, it helps you to be more relatable to the persons around
That's
you.
That's it.
Um,
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
because at times, based on your responsibilities,
Mhm.
based on the authority given to you at a particular time in a particular place, right? You have so much going on that you don't get time to
Mhm.
take to slow down and to focus on the persons around you and the relationships as you should.
Yep.
Right? You may do what's necessary to maintain them, but to a certain level, but they really don't get to know you, not because you don't want them to know you, but because the circumstances in which you both function in a space, right, doesn't afford the time. So having these times of celebration would encourage that kind of stronger relationship, right, and help you to really foster that better. Yeah. A next benefit is that celebration encourages more celebration.
Of course.
Yeah, and you realize how beneficial it is to you as a person and the relationships around you, the people around you, right? And you want to do more of it, right? You realize how important it is to you to feel appreciated, and you want to appreciate others. And when persons celebrate you, it's like you want to celebrate them as
Yeah.
well, and it gives a nice cycle. Yeah. So some friends come together and they said, you know what, this is Carla's birthday, so we're gonna do something for Carla, right? And Carla did not even expect it. It was a surprise. And then next time Kim birthday, and it's like, you know what, guys, we need to do something for Kim, right? And so Carla now, encourages the group of friends to do something, and before you know it, everybody was celebrated, everybody feel happy, and this is what happens with celebration. Yeah. And it just brings a momentum, and it fosters a level of unity, right? Whether it's in a family, even in a workplace, a church, any group. Yeah, the family, it works together to foster a level of unity when you celebrate accomplishments and celebrate each other.
But I have to say, right, as a certified introvert, right, the concept of sometimes celebration can feel daunting. Like in the sense of like, it's just too much activity, too much people, Never feel like that. You don't feel like that.
I don't
That's
feel
my
like
cross
that.
to bear.
I don't feel like that.
But like for
I
persons,
empathize with you.
but for persons who are more introverted than others, yeah, you might feel more inclined to avoid celebrating because it might come with some of the things that makes you lose energy or makes you feel like you're drained, right? But I do want to encourage persons who struggle with that to try every now and then. You don't have to go to everything, or your celebrations don't have to be major. And I think we're going to talk a bit about what how celebrations can look like. But it doesn't have to be major. But don't shy away from celebrating. And because another benefit of celebrating is that it shows us how much we appreciate the people around us. Yeah.
And even if you cannot make the actual event, right? As somebody might be having some big event, and it seems like one event after the next, but you could do your part. So you could send a greeting, right? Give someone a call, celebrate, so they know that, hey, I'm celebrating with you, whether it's your birthday, whether it's some major accomplishment, a promotion or whatever. You celebrate with them. You call them and tell them congratulations. You notice this. Some kind words that would go a long way as well. So even if you don't make it to the event, because if you have a lot of persons in your life and so on, it could get pretty hectic.
Okay.
Everybody wants you here, there, and wants to share some moment and some time with you, which is good. It's good, and we encourage that, but we also encourage self-care. So if you realize that you can't do that, you could send something, send a greeting, send some kind word, send a gift, right? You know what this person likes. Yeah, they might prefer some kind words more than anything else that you could give them. You may not need to give them a physical, tangible gift, but just a call or some line from a poem or something, or even a scripture, right, would mean the world to them. So all of this is part of celebration and how you could celebrate. Yeah.
But what do you think about persons who don't like to be celebrated?
Oh, what do I?
What do you think?
Again?
What do you think about people who don't like to be celebrated? Like, what would advice would you give? Because sometimes, again, it comes back to what we talked about beliefs and perceptions. And sometimes how you grew up, sometimes it's your personality, sometimes it's the different components that just makes people appreciating you in loud, public ways uncomfortable. What would you say to that, and to support somebody who feels that way?
I would say that you need to check your heart, right, as an individual when it comes to that idea of not liking people celebrating you or don't want to be celebrated. What is your real motive behind that? Yeah.
Okay.
Because sometimes, like, I've had conversations with persons who feel like that, and at the back of that, I realize that it is what we call inferior pride, or
Okay.
I kind of like I just how to put it in words. It's like they want to be celebrated but don't want to be celebrated. In that in that, okay, the thing by not being celebrated, there is some kind of merit in that.
Oh, so it's like I'm humble if I don't let you tell me how much you appreciate me.
Yes. What I find is a false humility, right?
It could be, but it could also be I'm just not comfortable with the attention.
Well, that was up here.
Because I
Raise your
struggle,
hand.
I struggle with that though.
Ah.
Like just when somebody's celebrating you, like the center sometimes of attention, and some people just not comfortable with that. Everybody's looking at you. Everybody's saying all these nice things about you, and oh my, maybe I need to see a therapist. No,
But
but
then-
yeah, go ahead.
The thing about it is, I think the persons around you as well should know how to celebrate you in a way that would make you comfortable. No?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that again is an important aspect of celebration,
Right.
right? You, because that is a balance between one party, right, who showing their appreciation, right, and celebrating another party, and also the next party receiving and appreciating what was given,
So
right?
receiving
Yeah.
somebody's celebration of you is also a way of saying that you appreciate. the
Appreciate,
person.
yes. So it's a
Okay.
mutual appreciation
I
happening.
got you.
Right? So finding the balance would mean the both parties understanding and knowing what each other would like, and then
Yeah.
doing it, right?
I get that.
So,
because you could imagine like somebody go out of their way and they well plan an event for you, and invite people and whatever, and then like you show up and you're like, oh, why'd you do this? I don't like this. I don't want this, and you're grumpy the whole time, and you want everybody out your house. Imagine how that person will feel
Yeah.
after putting all of that in
But
out there for you.
hopefully no one would do that to another person. Right? But it probably does happen.
I think it could.
Yeah. But I understand you, so most times we celebrate, it tends to be more intimate. Yeah, because you tend to appreciate it a lot more, right? And when you open it up, right, is due notice and all of that. So prepare yourself. Yeah. So it's about really knowing the person around you and that kind of stuff as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are some ways that we can celebrate? Basic one.
Yeah.
True.
Psalms talk about celebrating through singing and dancing and playing of instruments and singing praises to God, shouting praises to God, and all these things, giving offerings.
Remember when
and-
Miriam dropped that track after they escaped from Egypt? Miriam, Moses' sister. And she dropped
Miriam.
yeah, she dropped the track and everybody was like singing and she had all the tambourine. Well, at least that's how I see it in my head.
Okay.
Sometimes I read the Bible and I see it in my head. Some of those things, graphic. Shouldn't read it for the kids. But yeah, you think about that and it's beautiful. And David dancing
Yeah.
before the ark, and so singing, dancing, shouting. That is one of the ways of celebrating. Any Pentecostals in the house? Hey,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah. Yeah, and we Pentecostals know how to celebrate through singing and dancing and shouting. And there is nothing wrong with that. That is actually a means of celebrating because it stirs up joy. It gives you energy. Yeah, you feel like you could take on anything. No, yeah, and there's a connection that comes when you celebrate with others. So, yeah, singing, dancing, shouting. Don't take yourself so seriously that you can't put on a song and dance. Yeah. There's a okay, no, that's a different route. I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna go there. Yeah. How else can we celebrate, man?
Yeah.
Through
Jokes.
jokes.
Yeah, I think
Jokes.
it is like you have times when you just need to laugh, yeah, and just enjoy each other's company, enjoy your friend, give jokes or play a game, yeah, play a game and express yourself, whether it's in something physical, something physically demanding or competitive, or it may be something that just allows you a time to let off some steam and release some tension
when you're
as
playing
well.
that game, it's usually one person having the fun. Just because the loser, something not having fun. The loser not having fun.
Oh.
Yeah, but it does make good fodder for laughter later, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 17:22 says, "A merry heart does good,
Mm-hmm.
like medicine.
Wow.
But a broken spirit dries the bones."
Yeah.
Yeah, so make jokes and laugh. Just keep it, because remember, at central to Christian celebration is obedience. So
Yeah.
you're not going to use coarse language. You're not going to be mean and cruel and cuss, because there's this whole drama now about whether Christians could cuss the American Christian people. Y'all don't get caught up in that, okay? Don't get caught up in that. Trying to go as close to the line without crossing the line. We ain't about that.
They far gone in many ways.
Of the line?
Yeah. They on the next side.
Oh boy.
Not the good side, the bad
Not
side.
everybody. Not everybody.
A lot of them.
Oh gosh. Yes. So a merry heart does good, but we have to always remember that as Christians, in everything that we do, make sure that we are in obedience to what God expects from us. So laugh, have fun, make jokes, crack jokes. There are some people you can't go 2 seconds talking to them without laughing. Yeah, have those people in your life, 1 or 2, not too much, because sometimes
they can be distracted.
Yeah, so laughter is a very powerful means of celebration.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we must engage in celebrating by giving gifts and so on. Is when you take the time to give somebody something that you know they would appreciate, it does a lot. Yeah. And so part of celebration, how you could celebrate, is to bring gifts. And gifts doesn't mean something extravagant. A gift doesn't have to be something extravagant, but something meaningful.
Yeah, giving gifts.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You could give somebody something that is really small, but you know they appreciate it because it's something that they like. It's something that they look forward to, right? It's something that is meaningful to them. Yeah, they may like to collect pens. Yeah, so you go there and you see a new type of pen and you bring it for them and it's like, wow. Yeah, but for somebody else it might be a pen, man.
For somebody else it might be a stone.
Oh yes.
There was a time when I was into stones. That was super weird. But anyway.
Yeah.
So gifts, definitely. There's also engaging and enjoying creativity. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fantasy, imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Read a fictional novel. Yeah, we had a lot of Christian themed books out there, fantasy books out there. Hey, fantasy writer here. If y'all looking for one, yeah, I do dabble, right?
No, not dabble. Right, you're a writer, okay.
Okay.
And
but that's where I get to flex my creativity and my fantastical imagination and all of that, because I have a very serious job otherwise, so that kind of carried over into my childhood and I still do it. And this is important because sometimes as Christians we get older, we become mature, and we find we're too old to jump a river stone or play cricket or jump rope or play a little football or write a little story about something that a child would enjoy and laugh and read something fantastical about dragons and forests and unicorns.
Yeah. C.S. Lewis speaking about fantasy and so on, he said a good novel is one a good children novel, a good fantasy is one that is enjoyed by everyone,
Every
Yeah.
age.
every age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your books does that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Gemstone Royal series, which you could get on
Okay, add a plug there.
yeah, you could get on Kindle. You could buy it on Amazon. Where else you could get it?
That's everywhere you could get it. No, yeah.
Huh?
That's where you could get it for now.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can look at the Gemstone Royals series. It's like 4 books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting, real action packed with all kind of interesting twists and turns and characters.
People.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even as Christians, like that's part of engaging in the discipline of celebration. Yeah, enjoying these things, plays, drama, music, right? I think Primrose has one coming up.
Yeah.
Well, another one to the one that they had, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes as believers, you have events like that, and some people, they don't even entertain it. Yeah, and they say, well, why not have a prayer meeting? We could use that time and pray. Huh? We're going to laugh and do. Huh?
And you call it prayer meeting and they still look up.
Yeah, so all of these things are celebrations of all of the gifts that God has given to us.
The creativity.
Imagine why God gave people this passion and this desire for these things, dance and art and music and drama and writing, and then tell us we can't, and then we believe that being Christian and being serious means we cannot enjoy it.
Yeah, and can't share it
And
with
we can't
each
share
other.
it with each other. Or even more, like we're too old for that. That's for young people. Only young people could engage in the arts and have imaginations. That's no.
Yeah, if it's like that, I'll get older in age but remain young. Some of the most meaningful gifts that I would have received and I would have given I'm an artist as well. I do visual arts and design. Has been creative stuff. Receiving of paintings and receiving of handmade objects. It really strike a different chord for me in appreciation, because I know it would have taken time and special attention to create this gift, and it strikes a different chord for me, and I enjoy.
I can't paint, so I can't give you those things. So I'm sorry.
The creativity
But
matters.
the creativity matters. Yeah.
For instance, I remember my 30th birthday, and this lady here went out very creative.
Right.
Right, and we had a dinner on a beach,
Bust on my files, hey.
had wheat and bartender and all these
I
stuff.
don't want people to know I'm romantic, okay? That's a secret.
That was the creativity was definitely there.
Right.
Yeah, it was not just okay, so we pop into a restaurant and eat something, say happy birthday. No, that was different.
Yeah. So really, allow yourself to enjoy what your fellow brothers and sisters are creating, because that is God given as well, and that is part of genuine Christian celebration. A quote from Foster, he says, only those who are insecure about their own maturity will fear such a delightful form of celebration.
Wow.
Yeah? So you're so mature you can't sit down and watch a movie. You had to be so careful these days, yeah? Because, Hallmark and Lifetime, man. No, not even Lifetime. Hallmark alone.
I didn't know about Hallmark either. But they're Christian media out there.
Oh yeah, there
that you
are a
can
lot
enjoy.
of cool Christian movies that are clean and there are a lot of movies that are generally clean and you can really enjoy it with your family, and so don't become so mature and so grown up that you lose the ability to appreciate the creativity that God has given to us. That's a huge part of celebrating as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just want, as we wrap this up, we almost hitting the hour. As we wrap this up, we just wanted to just leave with you some events that you could celebrate. Yeah. You could celebrate stuff like events like birthdays and graduation, anniversaries and marriages. Yeah. And we promotions on jobs and getting a new job and accomplishments of projects. Yeah, as you know, you might be building something and you complete it, or you might be doing some renovation and you complete it. You know, you celebrate all these accomplishments and so on. What this does is it gives you some shared moments that you may grow accustomed to this finished product in 10 years, and you may not remember the struggle of the process of reaching to this finished product, but you may quicker remember, right, what if you celebrate it. See, you may not remember the struggle to build your house, or the struggle for to go through your educational learning, but you remember your graduation. You remember when you dedicated it and you had that what do you call it, housewarming. You remember when you celebrated that anniversary and you went here, or you did this together.
Planted a tree.
Yeah, you planted
a tree.
Yeah. All these
It doesn't
stuff.
have to be huge, yeah, but it's an indication that we've stopped. We're putting our heads above water, and we're taking a breath, yeah, and we're taking a breath together with the ones that we love, and especially when it comes to family and when it comes to couples, don't just let these things just kind of happen, you know, but make it a part of your life. Yeah, I was reading Foster, and I remember he was saying something about, you know, Christian families and kind of the superficial celebrations that children can see right through. Yeah, where it's like to make an impression or so, you might have a party and you have people over and you know, but in your life, in your family life, it's not there. Yeah, you barely celebrate them. You forget the special events and what those things mean to them, and it just feels like, you know, they're kind of going through life without you acknowledging and appreciating them. So, if you're married and it's just you and your partner, let's celebrate each other. If you have children, celebrate your children. Celebrate your father, your mother, your brothers, your sisters. You know. Because life is so unpredictable. Yeah, so unpredictable, and we want to live every moment that we have with the people that we care about. You know, having them know that we care about them.
And let's not leave this discipline, right, of celebration, right, to the unsaved people, because they would celebrate all kind of things that is in contradiction to the word, whilst we Christians, we believers, shy away from celebrating anything at times. Yeah, so they want to celebrate all kind of stuff that is contrary to the word. Yeah, we why do you think we have all these holidays? Right, it's mainly geared towards pausing and celebrating. Yeah, we have Christmas, right? Pause and celebrate the birth of Christ. You may not agree with everything surrounding it. It may rightfully be a pagan holiday and so on, but as a Christian, you can celebrate that Christ came, right, for you, so that you could have life.
More abundantly.
Exactly. Yeah, so you celebrate that. You celebrate that he died and he didn't stay dead, but he rose, right? So that you could have life eternal.
So Easter is not, even though the world would say it's about a bunny rabbit or many bunny rabbits laying eggs, whack, but we know it's about Jesus and his sacrifice for us, and so we celebrate that and we allow that to bring us together. And Christmas time, they're going to tell you about Santa Claus and other things, but we don't have to engage in the way that everybody else does it. We have to be obedient to what the word says, but also we can celebrate.
We can pause to celebrate.
You can pause to celebrate. You don't have to go on the road. You know? That's a conversation for next time, right?
I don't know. You could start it.
Yeah, you don't have to go on the road and join with everybody else because everybody else is doing it. But you can use that space to celebrate.
Yeah, we could use it, that whatever day is given
or engage
to
in
celebrate.
Yeah.
Celebrate, right? You celebrate in line with the word.
And remember, there has to be balance. It's not just about celebration, but you also have to engage in the other disciplines to get the full formation. Yeah. You have to engage in the other disciplines. It's not just about, oh, I want to celebrate this, celebrate that, celebrate it. And you're not praying, you're not fasting, you're not giving, you're not serving, you're not worshiping, you're not engaging in simplicity from time to time. You know, all of those things are disciplines. And I would really encourage you guys to just, look up on it and read up on it and see how you can implement and engage your Christian walk some more with some of these things,
All right. Well, thank you for listening with us, and thank you for your comments, Sister Sylvina. It was nice having you in the chat, and all our viewers. This was Crucial Conversations, the importance of celebration, and we thank you for being with us and listening to us. We trust that God would have used our conversation to impact your heart for His honor and His glory. Have an enjoyable night. Don't forget to celebrate, right? Celebrate life.
Week,
celebrate.
The start of the week.
Celebrate. It's important for you.
Yeah, we finished early today, don't we? Yeah. All right. Well, let's just bust a track then.
If I could trace back the pages of my life,
I just wanna say thank you.
Really wanna thank you, Lord.
Come to think of it, I didn't have to wake up to see another day. Cause when I think of it, there had to be someone watching over me, and that's a blessing right there.
Come to think of it, if it wasn't for your sunshine, and then my clothes would have never dry. Cause when I think of it, yeah, can't be ungrateful, cause you're faithful, always put food on my table, yeah.
What's your thought? Simple things in my day, he done that.
Blessings every day, so we wonder.
A lot of things I probably taken for granted.
Even when I fail, he said, come back.
Oh gosh, you're so faithful, I can't complain.
Is anybody grateful? Come join in.
Join in and make we praise him, come on in.
And join us in the simple song we sing.
Two words on my brain, every single morning I wake. I just want to say, I just want to say. Two words on my brain, every single morning I wake. I just have to say, I just have to say. Thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you. 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 Thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord,
Come to
thank you.
think of it, I gotta thank the Lord for my morning kiss. Wifey is a blessing,
When
yeah.
I think of it, yeah, ain't married yet, but I will wait for it.
So Natty, don't forget to pray for it.
The simple things in my day, he done that.
Blessings every day, so we wonder.
A lot of things I probably taken for granted.
Even when I fail, he said, come back.
Oh gosh, you're so faithful, I can't complain.
Is anybody grateful? Come join in.
Join in and make we praise him, come on in.
And join us in the simple song we sing.
Two words on my brain, every single morning I wake. I just want to say, I just want to say. Two words on my brain, every single morning I wake. I just have to say, I just have to say. Thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you. 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 Words on my brain, every single morning I wake.
Everybody know it.
I just wanna say thank you.
Do it, do it, do it.